As an adult, I acknowledge that I have blundered on occasion. Yet, the act of blundering itself isn't particularly bothersome to me because, after all, we're just human and hence subject to fallibility. I really wish I'd had someone point me in the proper direction. That's why I made this video, to make people stop spending their time and energy on things that don't matter. What you'll find on this channel is sound advice you can put to use right away. I discuss the highs and lows of life, as well as the lessons to be learned from each. So please do like and share this video with a friend or two, and subscribe to accompany me on this YouTube journey. Let's go in right now. It's easy to feel like you've been dealt a bad hand in life if you're not from a privileged home. But things can and will improve. My pal back in the day seemed to have everything planned out. At 16, he had his own car, a stable part-time job, and a generous stipend. While the rest of us got, well, little or nothing. But I've learned over the years that things always turn out okay in the end. Life goes on, fate deals its cards, and everybody finds a happy medium. Constantly moaning and groaning about your situation is not wise. And it certainly won't improve your situation. Obtain a second job instead of sitting around moaning about how bad your life is. And how you should have more opportunities. Learn something new, read motivational literature, etc. If you want a life as good as everyone else who seems to have it all, the only thing you need to do is make today better than yesterday. Second, the YOLO mantra has become increasingly popular. Everybody agrees that there's only one of us, thus we should treasure every moment we have. While this is often accurate, it is important not to exaggerate the significance of this recommendation. Many young people, inspired by the YOLO motto, have thrown away their lives by binge drinking, clubbing, and other forms of reckless behavior. Many of them, however, don't realize that the finest reward you can learn is maybe a nice moniker, popularity, or something along those lines. When you're in your 30s and still single, you may finally come to terms with the fact that your 20s were spent botching your relationships with your friends and romantic partners. Life, as Eleanor Roosevelt put it, should be experienced. In such case, you should definitely experience it. Drink some wine, have some laughs, and enjoy life to the fullest. Thirdly, some people have the good fortune to have developed friendships that have lasted for many years. These are the friends you've had since you were a kid. Most young people will squander their time on superficial friendships, so count yourself among the lucky few if you have pals like them. The bright side is that even if these friendships don't lead anywhere, the lessons and social skills you gain from creating and maintaining them are invaluable, just as they would be in any other relationship. Mutual aid and enrichment are hallmarks of a true friendship. Worse than any mistake you might make is having a bad buddy who prevents you from taking advantage of wonderful opportunities and steers you wrong. Fourthly, love. It's a wonderful feeling, that's for sure. Nonetheless, the vast majority of us, particularly when we are young, fall for such ploys in our romantic partnerships. We make hasty judgments, choose partners for the wrong reasons, and fall in love far too easily. For example, passing up a fantastic employment opportunity to remain with a spouse who would inevitably break your heart. There should be no rush or carelessness when dealing with love. Fifth, consider the opinions of others around you. Is this a piece of advice you've heard before? Pay attention to what people have to say, but only implement the suggestions you find useful. That people often say things they wouldn't do themselves demonstrates the value of this advice. Intentional or not, they may be trying to trick you. Their criticisms could cause you to second-guess yourself and prevent you from taking actions that would have helped you in the long run. And you might come to regret their advice in the future. Keeping your next move under wraps is more difficult than you might think. 6. Money, because it is the foundation upon which our civilization rests. Therefore, in my opinion, the single most important thing is having enough money to take care of your basic needs and give some thought to your spiritual well-being. Every one of us have to earn it. It's used in trade, and it's essential to everyone's well-being and the planet's economy. Because of this, money is crucial, and if anyone tries to convince you otherwise, they're being dishonest. If you want to be financially secure as an adult, you should start educating yourself about money management when you're young and able to. If you're in your 20s, you should learn as much as you can about saving and investing by reading books and attending classes. There's potential for this to pay off in spades down the road. In my opinion, number 7, procrastination, is the equivalent of that person who you know is problematic but who you continue to hang out with anyhow. No matter what generation you belong to, Millennial, Generation X, Generation Z, etc. Procrastination is the devil incarnate. This is the most procrastination-plagued generation in history. Everyone acts as if they are immortal and can complete the task whenever the mood strikes them. But the truth is that our time here is limited. When you're elderly and frail, you can't do nearly as much as you once could. All the chances you passed up will come back to haunt you. The difficulty of procrastination is outweighed by the regret that it always brings. Young people who are ambitious and want to make the most of their talents, invest wisely, further their education, and establish enduring empires have their best chances during this time. Nevertheless, the majority of people lack this insight and instead use this time to have fun, drinking, fornicating, partying, and visiting tourist attractions, without any intention of making any changes to their lives. The most important part of your life will be over before you know it, just like a puff of smoke. If you ask any successful person, they will tell you how important it is to make the most of your youth and lay a foundation for your future success. Number 8. A person's health is their riches. As said by Mahatma Gandhi, health, and not material possessions, is true wealth. Whether very young or very old. When you look in the mirror, what you see is your reflection. Therefore, it is imperative that you prioritize your health by paying close attention to what you put into your body. Somehow, today's youth has developed an immunity to sound medical advice on their food and level of physical activity. They have unrealistic expectations that adulthood will solve all of their problems. But they are dead wrong about it. You'll kick yourself at your next doctor's appointment for neglecting to eat more vegetables when you were younger because you're too busy dealing with the negative health effects of your fast food habit. Listen up. If you want to feel better and perform better, you need to start taking care of yourself physically and mentally. 9. They do crazy things to fit in with society because they feel pressure from their peers, friends, and even family to look a certain way, dress a certain way, and behave a certain way. Instead of putting their money toward practical means, they have instead invested in their own mental artwork. They're not particularly wealthy but spend what little cash they have trying to pass off as so by donning designer duds and renting luxury vehicles beyond their means. Regrettably, they often continue this terrible behavior throughout maturity. The great thing about coming to terms with who you are is that it frees you from the need to constantly put others' needs before your own. Instead, you can live your life with a more deliberate focus on things like saving and investing, rather than focusing on appearing wealthy. Those who make this error likely feel bad about squandering their youth and riches. Don't be one of those people that always looks fashionable but has no money. Surprisingly, the wealthy don't give a hoot about projecting an image of abundance. If they are wearing something that makes them feel well and, ideally, looks good, they are ready to proceed. A good education is the 10th and final ingredient for a fulfilling existence. A small number of students, however, report feeling punished at school and, in effect, having their privacy invaded. People generally loathe the idea of spending their day in a classroom. As people get older and realize that this chance is no longer available, they begin to mourn the time they wasted. The goal of schooling should not be limited to a piece of paper, but rather the development of a set of skills that will allow you to function effectively in modern society. Schools were established not simply to maintain cognitive fitness and encourage creative problem-solving, but also to teach valuable life skills that are rarely acquired elsewhere. Those who quit school as teenagers frequently feel guilty about their decision and struggle to adapt to adult life. That's all the news I can provide you at the moment. In any case, I hope you found this video entertaining. Please hit that subscribe button, turn on post alerts, and give this video a resounding thumbs up if you enjoyed it. YouTube's algo. Until next time. Enjoy your day.